Hello, hello. Welcome everybody. Today we got a great StarCraft 2 game for you. And this is your host Disco Potato, and today I am joined by Flux. Flux, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing, Sam?
Doing great, doing great. So today we got a great StarCraft 2 game. I haven't played StarCraft 2 in a while, so I'm excited to see this. What about you?
I love StarCraft 2. I played a lot of StarCraft 2 in middle and high school. I
Same here.
played Protoss and Terran.
Okay, okay.
So I like to see that someone's playing Terran.
There you go.
Do we know who's playing Terran and who's playing Zerg?
Our player's playing turn.
Our player's
Yeah.
playing Terran. Okay, so that's Knight, correct? Or
No, that's XIAOTIME.
So XIAOTIME, we got XIAOTIME playing
XIAOTIME.
Terran and Knight playing the Zerg. So we'll see how.
Yeah, and so we can see. I've never been able to see this cool spectate just in game that StarCraft 2 actually has for us already. They got the player names. They have all the supply, minerals, gas, workers, everything down on the bottom, and production units are up on the top there that they have, and that's actually really cool.
We see that Zhao is already ahead in minerals, and then is already on his gas, so he's going for gas really early. He's up on workers, so he's got a good start to this game. We see that. Oh no, sorry, Knight is a little bit ahead on minerals overall, but now XIAOTIME has gas before Knight does, so we'll see what he does with that.
Okay. Yeah, because you can see the small number in plus is what they have overall, right? Okay, and then the big number is what they actually have.
I think, that might be average, what their average mineral intake is, and then how much minerals they have.
Okay, okay, good to know. Good to know. So, looks like Knight's up by. Oh no, never mind. He's not up by workers anymore. Just as I was about to say it. Right? We see some good scouting going from both team down from Knight. He's rotating around with the Overlord there. And we can see XIAOTIME in the upper left of the mini-map. He has a little dude up there. Knight's placed down some stuff, and oh, there we go. XIAOTIME has his little worker. He's running around. His Reaper there.
Putting up a little bit of harassment early in the game. Looks like Knight already has some Zerglings running around, but that's just what Zerg does. If we look at the APM, or we can go back to the APM.
There we go.
Where did it go? There it is.
There it is.
Knight has had an average
Of over 200.
over 200, sometimes up to 300 for most of this game, which is quite a bit higher than XIAOTIME. So we'll see how he tries and either how Knight can apply that pressure because he has that higher actions per minute, and how XIAOTIME kind of makes up for that deficiency in his actions per minute.
Mm-hmm. For sure, for sure. So we see Knight is on his third base, as Zerg loves to expand like that. He does have a queen up now from his third base here. He's going to be producing... Can't quite tell what he's producing with the queen there.
Probably some more... he's building a creep tumor.
Okay.
So that's going to let him expand his creep out, get his units movement speed even higher.
See him sending out two different Zergs going around, scouting out. As we're looking here,
Looks like he might be...
he's scouting to hopefully try to expand a base right there from the looks of it.
We'll see what he does with that Zergling, if he's just going to keep it there.
Even just having it there for a good map awareness is
Exactly,
perfectly fine.
It looks like he has some, or Knight has good, like, vision on the, oh yeah, there's the mineral count. So we see that Knight's almost, or more than double the mineral,
Of XIAOTIME.
the army value of Knight. But then again, it's Zerg, so Zerg gets its early army very, very quickly.
It does indeed. You can see the Zergs are quite spread. Knight has very good map awareness in this game. XIAOTIME, he's staying down in his corner. He had a little bit of vision, and he knows where the two of the bases are there that have expanded out. But for the most part, I think Knight definitely has the high vision score in this game, as you could say.
Well, also, Terran struggle with early vision until they get that starport, until they can start getting, there he is, yep, start getting those units that he can go and scout with. Zerg immediately get their overlords, which they can use to scout with and stuff like that. So now that he has a Banshee, he'll be able to scout a little bit more effectively, instead of using smaller units to go and scout with.
See, and so we can see his pathing here. He's rotating his Banshee around to take a look at how the first base is doing of Knight.
He's going to apply some harassment to those workers. That's a very common tactic, really good tactic to use. His Banshee might be lost here. No, he looks like he's going to get out cleanly with that Banshee. Good worker harassment. We see now, even though Knight is still up on workers, he's going to be a little bit less effective at gathering that material, the minerals and gas. Good harassment.
We do see, is that number the average workers?
No, that's the amount of workers that they
actually
will
what they have. Okay.
We do see that XIAOTIME has a slightly bigger army at this point. Kind of dwindling that down now with some of his units. Again, that early game harassments. Zerg walked straight into his army, chasing.
Yeah, we do see that.
No, these units, the little. There you go, the Hellions. That's what they're called.
Hellions.
Trying to chase that low health Hellion down, and then just getting absolutely obliterated by XIAOTIME's army. It looks like they might have a small engagement here between the armies.
Okay, here we see he's clearing out terrain, most likely.
Those creep tumors.
Making sure that, he's backing up Knight's area and expansion. Because, to my knowledge, Zerg has to have this kind of terrain down in order to build off of it.
They do have to have the creep down to build off of it. They do.
There's the Banelings right into all the Marines. And from my knowledge, Banelings are hard counters to Marines. It's quite the way to just pop them down real fast.
But the Zerg definitely need those creep tumors to expand their creep and to make sure the units have those faster movement speed and then they can also expand off of anything that they're using and put down new bases, put down more creep tumors, put down more things to just expand the Zerg army. And Zerg control looks like he might be getting flanked a little bit here by some Banelings and some
see
Zergs.
Banelings coming around from about back here. The Banelings are running around to take out the siege tank. Oh, when he takes out the Marines just instantly, Zerg's going nice pinch over here for the flank. He places down a lot more of those little tumors.
We now see that he's probably going to try and take out some bases here with his army. Yep, here he goes. He has that army advantage. XIAOTIME does a good job of just lifting that base up right away, trying to get it away from the rest of his army, but it looks like he is going to get his base out safely. He does have some Marines coming in to back up his troop carriers. But he's still at this army deficit that he lost from that engagement with the Banelings. He lost a lot of his siege tanks, unfortunately. Their losses is fairly even. XIAOTIME has gotten a little bit more, or lost a little bit more units, but that was just because of those Banelings coming in and wrecking his Marines.
I mean, they're suicide bombers for the main part. Is their goal, which it has its ups and downs. but they're pretty cheap to make.
They are very cheap to make. That's true.
That's why it makes him a good marine counter, honestly. Here he is expanding out his area even more. He does have quite the base advantage, but I think that's mainly just the Zerg play.
He also has almost half of the map covered in this Zerg creep. We do, let's see, we see his average minerals is almost 3 times as much as XIAOTIME, which might be a problem. Might become a very big problem for XIAOTIME. His gas is up as well. He has double the workers of XIAOTIME. XIAOTIME might be in a bit of trouble here, trying to catch up to Knight.
And here we see 2 armies are coming around to pinch right here on the fight of Knight and XIAOTIME. Xiao is getting taken out in this pinch from Hydralisks and Zergs, just going and wiping it around, and there's a victory from Knight. And XIAOTIME just ended it right there. He got taken out.
It was a very good unit control by Knight in that last fight. You seeing him take some of his army and engaging with XIAOTIME, but then taking the rest of his army, the Banelings, the Zerglings, all with those upgraded armor and weapons, and pinching him. Pinching him in that little corridor there, which eventually, did lead him to win the game.
And I believe, so we are best of 5, correct? Yep. Best of 5. So game 1 goes to Knight right off the bat right there. And Xiao should have little backup hit as he's going to go into this next game here. As we see, we're going to take a quick little break, check in with the players, see how we're doing, and then we will be back in just a sec. So stick around, folks, for game 2. Okay, we're back and ready to go for round 2. Welcome, everybody. We're still here. Disco Potato and Flux coming at you live. And here we see Knight is down here in the bottom right as Xiao is up in the left. They are still sticking Terran and Zerg, staying with what's comfortable. We'll see how Xiao tries to bring it back in this round 2.
For sure. That was a big wake-up call for XIAOTIME. Losing the first engagement and then getting pretty destroyed in that second engagement. We'll see how he works around Knight's better unit control and resource management. Hopefully he'll be able to figure out a solution to get around that. We did see his early game was he was doing all the right things. He was getting his mules down. He was getting good workers. He was getting his early star bases. He was getting early scouting. It's just that end game, or sort of the mid game army building was what was XIAOTIME's downfall in that game. So we'll see if he can pick that up in this game.
Yeah, we could see that Knight is already on his second base, as it was pointed out there. Zerg's move fast, and Knight's bringing his A-game to the second match. Zhao is scouting out, though. He's bringing with a worker all the way over, seeing that second base right there, rotating down. He's going to take a look at this base here. Walk in, walk around, spin in circles, get some good vision, and come on back.
For sure, for sure.
Oh, he's got to get some minerals.
He's gonna steal some minerals.
Oh, here we go. Oh, what the play. Oh, my goodness.
Steal.
The mineral steal. That's going to end the game right there. That one mineral in his arm. The Overlord sees him. He's bringing it back in town. He's making it to the halfway point, going in the center.
Looks like
stealing
he's
some vision.
Make it clean back to his base with that stolen
Oh my
mineral.
goodness, and it looks like a great escape coming out from SCV right there. Reaper is now coming in hot, going into the late game here. Knight has gone into the third base. We'll see if, Reaper's just going to go and start attacking here. Maybe he'll get him with that sweet Q ult coming out from Overwatch side here.
Looks like he looks like he's given up on taking that base. Maybe realizing that Knight might have some Zerglings up, since the give was pretty early. And it's just going to bring that Reaper back. Got some good vision. Doesn't want to risk his unit. His early scouting unit yet.
Get that good mid vision. It's quite a decent area of vision that this gives, and it's good to keep control of it.
Absolutely, it is. Vision is really important in StarCraft. Knowing what your enemy is doing, knowing when an attack's coming, knowing what their army looks like, so you can potentially fight against
and the Zerglings were there waiting for the Reaper to come across, and he goes, rotates around, gets one little hit off, he's getting dropped, Zerglings are still chasing, 3-1, he's gonna jump off, and he makes a nice clean escape at half health, getting away. What a sweet save coming out from Reaper here. He's gonna stay hidden down here in this little alcove, making sure that nothing quite happens to him. We'll see if he decides to just stay here. Most likely just keep him there for the time being. Get some vision while he works on some other stuff.
That was a really, really good unit management by XIAOTIME, being able to keep that Reaper alive. I'm not sure how much it's going to do in coming into the middle of this game. He already has his first, looks like he has his first siege tank up, getting some Marines up. So not sure how efficient that Reaper's going to be, but he is going to be able to keep that unit just in case he needs it.
Oh yeah.
See him building. Can we click on the starbase and see what he's building in the starbase or the starport? It looks like he's going to be building some troop carriers.
We see the production units in the upper left on what they're working on.
There's the medevac. See, that's what it's called. This is a pretty standard Terran build, going Marines, siege tanks, and then medevacs to heal all of his units. But we did see that Knight did a good job of using those banelings to counter the Marines, making sure that the medevacs can't heal the Marines because they're a very passive healer, not very burst healer. Banelings are very, very bursty, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, I think so. In the term of bomb, they really can burst.
Yeah.
Bioweapon. It is the only weapon known to man that can turn a person into powder. Well, that's the only blood spatter that your blood will turn to mist through a bomb.
From a bomb.
Coming from a forensics major over here. Don't at me, but yeah. There you go. It's the only known weapon.
Really?
A bomb is the only known weapon that can
turn you into mist.
That will have mist blood splatter. Yeah. So just keep that in mind.
In case I ever see some blood mist.
Some blood mist. You know a bomb went off.
You see a little engagement here. Marines and medvacs going against some queens.
He's got the siege tanks too.
Definitely.
Them down. Oh, here comes a fast Zerglings with speed. Oh, here are the Banelings coming in hot, bursting into the Marines. taking him out. But, oh, there's more Marines on the other side. So 3 Banelings were wasted 1-to-1 for the Marine ratio there.
Banelings do cost a lot less than Marines, though. So
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But it's better to take out, like, a full stack of 5 Marines. So it's good to actually split up Marines, knowing that the Banelings are coming there.
not to group up your units too much.
Yeah. Which is good micro play coming out of Zhao right there. So
See, he is going to disengage here, go back to his base a little bit. He is building a roach warrant, so he's going to get some roaches here in a second. Hopefully to counter, it looks like he's going to try and counter those, some of XIAOTIME's units.
you can just look at the production coming out from night to Zhao time up here. It's just massively being able to use these base this base advantage that he has here. He's working on his 4th base right now down in the bottom. And here we see some good engagement. Oh, Marines were getting taken out right there. And we see 2 queen almost going. Oh, 1 queen goes down. Zerglings are taking out the Marines slowly but surely. Here we see some. Oh, here we go. Taking out more and more Zerglings. There are no Banelings. Oh, there are 3 Banelings that I see. 5 Banelings coming and waiting for that clump up. They're rotating around.
There's the clump up, and it looks
and we see some burst damage going out there.
And it looks like Knight is going to win this engagement and potentially go and pressure his base, knowing that he just won that engagement. He is going to have advantage on any next encounters that he's going to have, taking out most of XIAOTIME's army.
The siege tank is going down.
He's going to defend. XIAOTIME is going to defend against this small push that Knight has pushed onto him. He does see he has a lot of. He took control of that center vision tower, you could call it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think he definitely has enough Zergs there. I mean, I've seen more, but I think he has enough to keep that vision going. He's roaming up now. He has a Zergling going around, making some action, waiting for his colony to bring it around. He's spreading out all of his Zerglings to give a little bit of vision up to the upper right base of Zhao here. Hitting a couple of the things, but getting taken out by Marines pretty quickly.
Like his medevac's are just kind of sitting there. Yeah, his medevac's gonna be taken out by those
Mutalisks. Siege tank goes down to the Mutalisks as well. These Mutalisks are the big thing.
We saw that Knight early was building that den for the Mutalisks. He obviously wanted to take out those medevacs so that his Zerglings could take out his Marines. So seeing this counterplay from Knight against XIAOTIME, and hopefully he's gonna put up a lot of pressure with these Mutalisks onto his base, taking out some of those
taking out workers,
taking out some supply depots. It looks like, but the Marines are going to come in and protect the supply depot. They were taking out the reactor. Excuse me.
And it drops to fire damage. Ooh, a lot of Zergs now. Turning a bunch into Banelings, I'm assuming. Yep, there we go.
Got a bunch of Banelings now, a bunch of Basilisks, a bunch of Mutalisks.
Here are the Marines coming in.
Looks like he's going to take out this medvac. He does have some, XIAOTIME does have some anti-air turrets in his base. Don't know how well he's going to do against that. You see a bunch of Zerglings coming in, taking out a bunch of his workers.
Oh, here goes the Banelings. They're ready to blow, and ooh, what a clump right there of the Marines, and just wiped by the Banelings. This could be game 2, and there it is, folks. Game 2 goes to Knight, and there we go. Game 3 is going to be soon. We'll go to the score screen really quick, check it out, and then we'll give a quick little pause till game 3.
Yeah, we see that APM difference almost double, and we see that it's coming out in Knight's ability to be ahead in those armies, be ahead in those resources. APM is that groundwork for how he's winning these games, being able to get all those new bases out faster, being able to get those upgrades. We saw in that production production little piece in the upper left-hand corner, how much more production pieces that Knight was being able to pump out, and that eventually led to him having a better army, and eventually taking game 2.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, and with that, we'll give a quick break. We'll be right back for game 3, so stay tuned and stick around. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. We are here for Game 3, coming at you live. Disco Potato and Flux back at it again.
Back at it again, indeed, for game 3.
And here we go. We're going to switch over to the game. As it loads in.
Here we go. Going Zerg Knight going Zerg again, and XIAOTIME with his Terran. We did talk to XIAOTIME after last game, and he said that he was using a build that he wasn't quite familiar with. So he's going to do something that he is familiar with in this game, see how that changes the game's flow and the outcome when he's doing something a little more familiar to him.
And here we see the quick Bane Overlord coming out from the Zerg here to give some good vision, as always. We do see some rotation around coming out from Knight, most likely scouting out for more Overlord vision. He's going directly to the base, and the other Overlord is most likely going down into the corner, making sure he's taking a look and getting some good map awareness.
Definitely.
We've seen Knight have some good map awareness the entire time we've been playing, which is really good to have. And so we'll see that play.
We see it's now time with an early barracks, pretty standard for Terran, and he's probably going to put a reactor onto his barracks. Maybe, I don't.
We'll see.
We'll see. He did say he was doing a different build than the last games, so maybe it's not medevac Terran or maybe medevac Marines. Maybe it's something different, something a little more aerial based. See if he goes for that early starport again. Maybe he just goes full ground. Maybe he uses fire bats. Maybe he uses some ghosts. Who knows? We'll see.
And here we see a command center coming out.
Second command center. We do see that Knight is already on his second base. Building his second base right now. So XIAOTIME not too far behind in terms of base building. We do see him already having some Zerglings. And
there's the Reaper coming out, bringing it around. He had that early SCV that made it, and now he's jumping around as Reaper. Coming in and getting some good vision, some nice speed. He's going into the corner, making sure he's not being spotted this time, unlike last time where he almost died first time around. We'll see what happens. See if he makes that beeline to the second base. And here he goes. He's making it off. He's rotating around.
Queen.
He sees that early queen and doesn't want to engage for sure. There's the Overlord. He's cutting across, jumping down and around. He's going to jump up.
Trying to find those early bases and where they're at. That's one of the things that Reaper is really good for, is early scouting. We've seen him utilize those early scouts. Knight on his third base of the game, going for... Let's see, what is he going for?
Here we see the Reaper coming around, taking a good look at the first base, jumping down into the second base where there's a queen waiting for him, and the Reaper's almost dead. He has 2 hit points left. He's getting ready to drop 0 kills. And he makes it out with 2 hit points. What a clutch play coming out from Reaper down south. Here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the play of the game in my eyes.
He does it again. We'll see then. He's going for an early starport again after the workshop. So it looks like he's going to go a similar route with the Marines, the medevacs, and the siege tanks. We'll see what he does differently. It looks like he's going for more defensive with the bunkers. Maybe waiting to build up that end game, strong end game that Terran has.
I'm liking these little happy stars that Zhao's got over
Zhao's
here.
rocking over here, yeah.
You know, he's rocking it. Nice purple as well.
You see him mutating his muting his hatchery. I'm not too familiar with Zerg. He is going for a Baneling Nest. Looks like he is going to be going for the same build he has been going for the past 2 games. It's worked for him, so why not change? Pretty even on production.
See a fusion core coming out over here.
So XIAOTIME, we can definitely see he is more familiar with this build, being able to keep that production up. As compared to last game, we do see that Knight is still ahead in production. We see it kind of fluctuating between them being even and Knight being ahead in production. Their average minerals looking pretty even. Same with gas, so they're doing a good job at maintaining that throughout this early to mid portion of the game. And especially with that APM average, we can see XIAOTIME's familiarity with this build that he's doing. We do see the Roach Warren coming out from Knight, so same thing that he's been doing for the past 2 games. Similar build, probably going to go for Zergs, he's going to go for Banelings, he's going to go for his Queens.
Ooh, and Knight just had an Overlord taken out by the anti-aerial.
That's gonna
hinder right there.
That's gonna hinder Knight's ability to produce more of his units. That's one of the downsides. Oh, here we go. He is building some early Hellions. We didn't see him do too much of that last game. He might go for some early harassment. Yep, taking out those.
And there's the flame. 3 queens, though, coming out from around with a lot more of these. Those are hydralisks?
Those are
roaches.
Yeah.
My bad. Roaches are coming around. He's getting away with the Hellions. They've got some good speed on them. They can come, click on them, all sorts of stuff. And there's the clarification from our cameraman there. They are roaches.
So maybe a little bit of a different build. We didn't see Knight build roaches last game or the game before that. So maybe he's getting some early vision.
He seems to be Knight seems to be rotating around and we got a battle cruiser just right off the bat, going straight at the main base here.
Really good harassment.
Taking out all sorts of stuff. There's the anti-aerial unit. It's going, it's shooting, it's taking about half the health, and we see the 5 queens right there.
That was really good harassment from XIAOTIME with that early battle cruiser, taking out the Overlord, taking out a lot of his workers. Just really good early battle cruiser play on
Now, if we look at the mini map, we can see Knight is rotating around right here with his entire army, pretty close to the base here. He knows that the battle cruiser is away and not actually right there, and he just, boom, with the Banelings, blows a hole in that wall that he's been making. He goes, takes out a lot of stuff from Zhao.
His workers are running away. He's got the Hellions behind. He's got another battle cruiser shooting down from above. Looks like he might be able to clean this up. Depends on if he's able to kill these roaches fast enough. He is going to get some really good harassment, some really good kills on those workers, getting his unit production down. Those battle cruisers are going to take out the roaches, though.
Just created a battle cruiser as we speak, as it just finished crafting, and now he's going to take out the last of these roaches. He was harmed quite a lot, though, in this. As the battle cruisers are still up, the Zerglings are coming down and around, getting ready to attack these workers. He's poking at them.
He's getting ready. Those supply depots. He lost almost all of his supply depots. Really hard thing for you to come back from, especially if you lose a lot of your workers, because then you lose you get behind on minerals. He's building a spire, something we didn't see from last game. So Knight is doing a good job of he's doing a good job of adapting his build to XIAOTIME's changing build, seeing that he's building those battle cruisers, building those Hellions, doing a good job of making those roaches. Roaches are pretty tanky, so they do a good job of harassing. And since he's not going for too many Marines like he was last game, he's gonna have a hard time dealing with those roaches. What was he building out of those?
So Knight seems to be building something different every single game. He did a different strat. He's rotating around, making sure he's never doing the same. The first game he went Hydralisk, I believe. And then the second game he went Mutalisks.
That's right.
And this game he's been doing a lot of roaches.
That's right. He is swapping some things in and out. For the most part, though, he is staying on the same early build path. But you're right. He is changing his mid-army build path up. He's got some what are those corruptors?
Getting some aerial for these because he sees the battle cruisers. He knows he has to contest those somehow.
Absolutely.
And roaches definitely aren't going to be able to deal with that.
They are not.
So here comes the roaches. He's building up his army right here around the base. He sees the correct angle he needs to come from. And, we see double battle cruisers right here getting taken down by these corruptors. Ooh, but a nice clean teleport coming out of Zhao right there to save his battle cruisers.
Now that he sees that he's built those corruptors, hopefully he changes his build a little bit to start countering. StarCraft is, at least in my opinion, is all about countering what the other person is doing. All about figuring out what the other person is trying to do, and it's like a big game of rock, paper, scissors. We see that he is building some missile turrets to counter those corruptors, making sure to protect his units a little bit better. We'll see what else he builds. Good harassment from those Hellions coming in and taking out those workers, taking out that part of his base. The Corruptors are going to most likely take out his base, XIAOTIME's base, really hindering his ability to efficiently get minerals. Looks like he is going to start building another one right away, though. Good harassment on both competitors' parts. We'll see how this game goes, entering this kind of mid to late stage when each person's got their armies kind of built up. We'll see what he's trying to do. He's going to turn them into Ravagers, or at least some of them into Ravagers, hopefully countering even further Zhao's army. We see that
we see some good engagement onto the Corruptors here. There's a Thor coming out here. Some good aerial attack. Oh, here we go. We see a good pinch coming out from Knight here, attacking a lot of the siege turrets. The Thor is still up. He's gonna just take out things one by one, leaving the Thor to last. And here we go. It's taken out, and the Hellions come around. There's not much that they could do, even though it was a 3 Hellion with a Thor. Oh, and he's gonna potentially, just barely not take out that, what are they? Ravagers. Okay.
Looks like he's going to try and take out this other base, not going to be able to do it. He does have another Thor, so it looks like XIAOTIME is going for a mech Terran build, which is very popular. It's very strong. He said this is the build that he is used to, the build that he is most familiar with. So being able to get those Thors out is going to be a big power spike for him. Thors are very strong.
Here we see the Ravagers coming around with some roaches, taking out a siege tank like there was no tomorrow. He's going and using the kiting method on that Hellbat there. That couldn't do much.
See how many more Thors XIAOTIME can get out before this big engagement. Thor is going to get taken out really quickly.
Lots of damage coming out from these roaches and Ravagers here. 2 of the Ravagers are looking very low, and that's a victory for Knight right there. Awesome. Well, that was game 3. So the victory overall goes to Knight, and Zhao was taken down pretty fast there. The third game was looking really nice. He was doing a lot better than the first 2 for sure.
We can definitely see that his familiarity with the build that he was using definitely coming into play in that game. Him being able to stay in the game a little bit longer, being able to contest those armies a little bit stronger, but eventually Knight takes the win.
Well, we will be back later at 5 o'clock for our next StarCraft 2 game, where we have our other varsity player, Soup, playing, and we'll hopefully get a nice, good game out of that. So with that, we'll see you guys later, and feel free to join us again in another hour or so. All right. Have a good one.